is the North End. This is the North End.
Hey guys, it's JP California coming at you guys finally from a bright, sunny, amazing day, 72 degrees, beautiful Southern California. After the stars and the sun and the worlds aligned for Aston Villa to continue their great run. You know what's going on. It's the 5 things we learned about Aston Villa today. But before we get started, if you guys like my stuff, if you guys like the channel, if you guys like Aston Villa, if you just are bored, you guys gotta like and subscribe, give me a comment, tell me I'm full of shit, tell me I know what I'm talking about, but whatever it is, give me some sort of feedback, because that helps the paradigm of the world set us up so that we can get a little bit higher up in the YouTube universe right before Facebook buys it and just kapoots the whole thing. Anyways, let's get started on Aston Villa. 5 things in their 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest today, April 8th, 2023. Number 1 thing that we learned on this 5 things is that Unai Emery does not stick to Unai Emery ball. A huge game plan. The biggest thing for me is the first 10, 12 minutes, Aston Villa played long ball. It was like Steve Bruce was back to being our manager. It was crazy. Tyrone Mings, Ezri Konsa, it didn't matter. We were pinging balls. Every other time our center back got the ball, we must have done 15, 10 long balls in the first 10 minutes. It was insane. And that is nothing of what we have seen Aston Villa for the last few weeks. But it really changed the pace of the game. I felt it opened it up. It was, hey, let's try and catch them somehow on something Emery had noticed about Nottingham Forest. Maybe they just weren't that good out of aerial duels, or they're struggling against the long ball, or we just wanted to hit the wingers on their pace. But Villa did well on those long balls, and then all of a sudden it stopped. So the game plan was changeable. The last 5 or 6 games, it's been pass the ball, keep the ball on the deck, slow build up, pull guys out of position, find the open man in the midfield, turn and exploit their defense. Not today. Started it different. Long ball. Just a complete switch from Unai Emery ball. So that's number 1. Number 2, squad size. I got worried when Leon Bailey went down. I knew we had Bertrand Traore, but our squad size is starting to seem very thin. And I know a lot of Villa fans and a lot of different podcasters have noted the squad size of Aston Villa for a while now. And let's not be crazy. It is small. But today we looked leggy. Douglas Luiz looked slow, lethargic. He just didn't have the type of vigor or enthusiasm he did a few games ago against Chelsea. We looked tired. McGinn took a while to get going. Moreno looked like every time he made a run, he was huffing for gas on the way back. And, you know, if we had 2 or 3 more guys to throw in that we could trust, I think it would help the squad a lot, especially in the midfield. So for me, the squad size started to show. You know, it wasn't Dougie's best game. It wasn't Aaron Ramsey's best game. Both of those guys had okay games, but we just looked tired. So hopefully we can address this summer, especially if we're chasing Europe. Number 3, corners. To me, Villa conceded far too many corners. We only had 1 corner all game, but Aston Villa gave up 8 corners. 8. That's a lot. That's a lot of corners to give up and to really hamper our defense down. And we are not the best at keeping out goals from set plays. And the worst part was, I felt like 4 of them we probably could have saved and put out for a long throw or something else. But we defended that way. Everything away. It doesn't matter if it's a corner, just everything away. Giving up 8 corners to me is about 3 too many, right? Especially if we only got 1. We need to limit the chances the opposition has. It wasn't long ago that we were conceding regularly on corners and set pieces. So hopefully we can bring those numbers down a little bit more controllable and not have this all-out defending anywhere will do, but anywhere on the sidelines. That is number 3. Number 4, the run-in. Aston Villa have a very tough run-in. We are now up into 6th place. I got a nosebleed right after the game because of the heights, and I'm terrified of heights. So for me, Aston Villa are where we want to be. We want to be 5th, 6th, 7th spot. That's where we need to be. We need to finish in one of those spots to get Europe. And to do that, we're going to have a really good run in, because let me go over, and I got to look down at my notes because there's so many teams here. We got Newcastle next, Brentford, Fulham, Manchester United, Wolves, Tottenham, Liverpool, and Brighton. Out of all those, Man U, Newcastle, Tottenham, Brighton, those are all teams that are above us. We got to be going after them. Teams like Fulham and Liverpool are not going to be easy. So out of those 7-8 games, it's going to be a tough one. To me as a Villa fan, we need 5 wins. And that's really hard. That's going to be a really tough run-in. I know Tottenham has a tough run-in. I know Newcastle doesn't have the easiest of run-ins, but we have one of the toughest run-ins coming up. So for us, if we need to get Europe, and if we want to get Europe, if we can possibly do it, it's going to see an end-of-the-year flurry like we haven't seen since the championship, where we had a 10-game unbeaten run. We got to do that same thing, and we're doing a run right now. 7 games unbeaten is no small feat, but we're going to need more, and that's going to take a lot. We're going to have to dig deep for that. So number 4 is the run-in for Aston Villa. And number 5, thank you, Steven Gerrard. I know, I'm crazy to be saying those words, but thank you, Steven Gerrard, for being so bad, for bringing this group to the lowest point it had been since we had gone down, for putting us into a relegation form so we could get Unai Emery. Thank you, Steven Gerrard, for sending out Bertrand Traore, making him train with the U21s and then sending him out on loan because he wasn't good enough. Thank you, Steven Gerrard, for playing John McGinn in the wrong position. Thank you, Steven Gerrard, for not starting at the beginning of the season Tyrone Mings. Thank you, Steven Gerrard, for doing everything wrong so we could do everything right now. Because if you had been doing well, we probably wouldn't have Unai Emery. We might still have you. So, Steven Gerrard, thank you. Because with your failure, we are now succeeding. Guys, that is the 5 things we learned about Aston Villa today. Let's go over them. First, Unai Emery ball, or was it? Number 2, squad size, getting a little worried. Number 3, corners, gotta stop giving them up. Number 4, the run-in. Can Villa get Europe? And number 5, thank you, Steven Gerrard. This is JP California here at the North End YouTube channel. If you guys like that video, please like and subscribe. Get at me. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me Steven Gerrard was the worst thing since sliced bread. But do something. Come at me, guys. I know it's been a while since I made a video. We've been having some technical difficulties in the background, some time issues. We've been struggling a little bit as the channel goes. But hopefully this one gets out to you guys relatively soon and you guys can gobble it up. So, guys, JP California, thank you. And I'm out.
This is the North.